beauties, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me in today's Q&A for July. I initially was making this to get ready with me and that didn't seem to work out. So now I am here at a different time of the day and I'm just going to be answering your questions that I got directly from Instagram. We're gonna start off with, how did your interview go with Biden? Really excited about this because I had the opportunity to interview Vice President Biden and I was really excited about this opportunity, but of course it also made me feel a little bit nervous. Was nerves the right word? I think I was nervous at the beginning when I said yes, and then afterwards I was more anxious and excited, more excited than anything. But it was really an incredible opportunity that I had to ask him a few things. You guys submitted some really great questions. I asked you on Twitter and on Instagram, and I of course said yes to this really great opportunity because that's something that definitely took me out of my comfort zone, especially because since we've been on lockdown because of the COVID, I haven't been out and about in public or really socializing with a lot of people. I also haven't been in front of the camera a lot besides this one time to shoot. Oh, but this was before the lockdown. So I haven't been in front of a camera or just in the zone per se for quite a few months. So I felt a little bit outside of my element in a sense, which is why I said, yes, I'm gonna do this. You know, there's other things that come my way, but I'm very picky and specific with where I invest my energy. And I felt like this would have been a great challenge for me. And it really was, because I've never really interviewed anybody, especially of that caliber. Well, I did Hillary Clinton, you know, that was a pretty big deal. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I hosted a town hall with Hillary Clinton. I moderated the conversation, and that was 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm a completely different woman. I've grown a lot in so many different ways. I'm definitely so much more confident. But for me, it's really cool just to kind of look back and see how I have the guts. I'm a very gutsy person. Like, if something does scare me, I am the first one to do it, even though I am terrified of doing something. And I do it for that reason alone, because whenever you do something that you're afraid of doing, it just builds on your self-confidence, on your self-esteem. And I know that taking those type of actions have really helped me love who I am, because that's something that I struggled with since I was a little girl, is loving who I am. My advice to you is to go for it and do it. If it scares you, that's the number one reason. One of the number one reasons you should be doing something is if you are scared of doing something, because you are more than capable of doing the things that you think you can't do. You just don't know that you could do them. And once you do them and you're like, damn, I actually could do this, then that opens up so many more possibilities for you. So the interview went great, and I am editing the video. It was a Zoom call, so I'm going to be editing that and uploading it to my IGTV. So if you guys want to check out my IGTV on Instagram, guys. But yeah, guys, they went really great. And at the end of the interview, he even said that I was very impressive. He said that to his team, like when we were finishing our conversation, like off camera, when they were closing up his system that he had set up. He said that it was really impressive. And I was like, oh my God. That made me feel really good, because I worked really hard. I did my research and I did a lot of like mental preparation for it. And it takes a lot. For me, it's more mental preparation than anything else, because if I'm gonna do something that is outside of my comfort zone, I have to really ground myself with a lot of workouts. So I have to be physically feeling great. So working out makes me feel really great and it releases the endorphins, and it just makes me feel great. I have to be eating right, hydrating myself, and of course a lot of prayer. You don't know, like I had my whole setup, like where my computer was when I was gonna have the conversation. I had my sage burning, I had my angels, I had God, I called my mom, she did a prayer for me. I had a little picture of Jesus. And I had everything set up for me to be like fully supported. And I had my friends messaging me like, good luck, you got this. And I just had a lot of support from the spiritual world and also from here in this world with my friends and my family. So I just want to say thank you to my really close friends who are really there for me and who give me a lot of love and support. How are you liking Beachbody and why did you decide on that program? Well, I actually wanted to touch up on this topic because I know that like I've been like hardcore like Beachbody, Shakeology, and I am not trying to sell you anything, guys. Okay, as a matter of fact, don't go buy it. Don't go buy it. I'm gonna just tell you right now. I absolutely love it. And the reason that I rave about it is because I love it, but I know that I saw some comments and I did my own research. And, you know, some of you guys were concerned that this is a multi-level marketing system. And I don't want to call it a scheme, but it's a system. And I am not a fan of those multi-level marketing systems only because I've done Mary Kay in the past. And I've had, like, I love the makeup of Mary Kay and the skincare, but there were some shady things that I just didn't, they just didn't sit right with me. First of all, when I got out of the army in 2009 from active duty, I didn't know what to do with my life, right? And one of my family members was already doing Mary Kay, and my mom is a really big fan of Mary Kay, and when I was in high school, I used to go to the little Mary Kay meetings and stuff. And I just kind of felt like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to start selling Mary Kay. It was either me selling Mary Kay makeup after the military or finding a job as a generator mechanic, which was my MOS in the military. So I thought, okay, well, I'm trained as a power generator equipment repair, so maybe that's something that I'm gonna do. But I'm like, I am not trying to fix no generators for a living. That's just not something that I was into. And I love makeup, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I could do makeup. So the thing is that I don't know, like, I am not the type of person that is gonna try to sell something to someone that doesn't work. Granted, Mary Kay products do work, but I just don't like pushing a product, and I'm not the type of person to go like hunt down people to try to make a sale. You know, like that's just not who I am. I don't have that desire, and I don't have that skill to do that either. You know, it has to be authentically coming from my heart and something that I truly believe, because I cannot tell a lie. So I invested about $600 of merchandise. Keep in mind, $600 when you are fresh out the army, and I had some savings because, you know, when you're in Iraq, you're deployed, you don't spend money, it's not taxed, so you have a little bit of savings, but $600 at that time was still a lot of money. And it still is. It still is a lot of money. But yeah, I invested $600, and the Mary Kay ladies that I used to work with used to like really, you know, tell me that I should go to a gas station and just go up to random women at a gas station, for example, and just try to get them to buy your product. And like that just, I didn't want to do that. I remember going to the gas station and sitting in the car and looking at women walking into the little store, the convenience store, at the gas station, and not having the courage to go up to them and be like, hey, I'm a stranger, do you want to buy Mary Kay? Like, that's so random to me. So I didn't like the tactics, and I didn't have that skill again. So I ended up with $600 worth of merchandise, and I wish that they would have been transparent with me, like the person that was above me, to be transparent with me and be like, you know what, you should do this only if you have the skill, only if you have experience doing this, because if not, then you're just going to waste your money because you can't even return the product. So I ended up with $600 worth of Mary Kay stuff that I couldn't sell, and just ended up giving it away, right? So with that being said, I love Beachbody, and the reason I've been doing Beachbody for 10 years, and I love Shakeology, like the chocolate bliss flavor. That's a tongue twister. It's my favorite. It keeps me so energized. This and the Blvd that I mentioned in my last video, like, I drink one or the other, sometimes both of them in one day, and I am just full of energy. I feel happy. I feel vibrant. I feel full of life. I have so much stamina, and I'm able to do so many things in my life, and it's healthy dose. It's a healthy dose of energy. It's not caffeine. Having that, since I'm breastfeeding, I can't have caffeine either. So I'm doing bar blend and I really enjoy it. But yeah, I've been a big fan for a long time. If my friend can get commission, because she's a coach, my coach is my friend, and if she can get commission off of me, I'm more than happy to sign up through her and get a discount. And $99 a year to work out for a whole entire year whenever you feel like it. And you have all of these different programs available to you. That to me is a really great deal, because I was going to Barry's boot camp and I legit was spending about maybe $1,500 every 2 weeks. So that's really expensive, and it also takes a lot of work to like drive there and check in and valet and like just do the whole situation. So this right now works for me wonderfully. This was a good one. Hi, I admire your positivity. I'm struggling a lot to stay positive. Any suggestions? There's so much that I can say on this topic because I'm really passionate about it, but honestly, it's a conscious effort, okay? That's first and foremost. You have to, like, in your mind say, I am going to be positive today. Whenever a negative thought enters my mind, I'm going to cancel it and I'm going to replace it with an empowering and positive thought. And it's so easy for us to, like, if we just let life do its thing and we don't participate in it, or we don't, because sometimes I feel like we don't have control over a lot of things, but there's also things that we do have control of, and one of those things is our way of thinking. We have so much more control. There's a quote somewhere that says like you're only as happy as the thoughts that you are thinking, and it's so true, because oftentimes whenever I in the past have been stuck in my mind of negative thinking and I just sit in the couch, for example, and I'm just thinking things that just don't make me feel good, if I step outside of my body per se, like if I visually step outside of my body, everything in my world is great. It's only when I go internally that I start to feel like my outer world is not okay. So our reality is a reflection of what we feel inside, which is why it's so important to practice mindfulness, be in the moment of what you're doing, because me sitting here is literally the only moment that I have. Like, there's no other moment. You sitting behind this computer screen, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that's the only moment that exists. Tomorrow doesn't exist. You don't know if tomorrow's gonna happen, right? Yesterday is long gone, so you can't go back to that. So why do we focus on these things? So I really have to say that it's something that maybe it comes easy to some people. To me, it takes a lot of effort, and I enjoy the effort too because it's challenging, especially when I was, for example, like when I took up the opportunity to interview Joe Biden, and a lot of negative thoughts started to creep up on my mind, like, who do you think you are? You've never interviewed you haven't interviewed a lot of people, you don't have a lot of experience, blah, 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 like all of this negative self-talk. And I'm like, no, like this is not doing me any good. And in the past, whenever I would take an opportunity, even if I took it because I was scared, sometimes I would be in a not so great of a mood because I'd be a little on edge and frustrated because I felt anxious about what was about to happen. And I didn't want to feel that anymore. I didn't want to feel, I wanted to be excited about this opportunity. I wanted to be feeling happy. I wanted to still enjoy the moment with my family and not be lost in like, oh my gosh, this opportunity is coming. The day is getting closer. Am I prepared? I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to be in the moment. So I decided I'm going to be in the moment. I'm going to enjoy my family. I'm not going to think about, what's happening in a few days from now, and I am going to schedule some time for me to prepare. And when I'm preparing, that's the only time that I'm going to focus my energy on that, because your energy is so precious, so precious. This is also something that changed the way that I live my life, and it has made me so much more of a happier person. And it's realizing that we only have an X amount of energy for the entire day. And there's so many things that we want to accomplish, right, for the day. And if we invest, let's say 10% of our energy into some type of drama or fixing an issue within a family, within a family that really you have no control over, but you invest so much energy into it. Or maybe you have someone in your life that keeps coming to you and they have the same problem over and over and over again. And then you're like exerting all of your energy into helping them fix the problem, but they never listen to you, and it's like a cycle. That's when you have to decide, is this good for my health? Is this good for my energy? Is this just good for my overall well-being? And usually the answer is no, because people will do what they want to do. No matter what advice you give them, people are going to do what they do. And something that I realized is that you just got to let people do what they do. And sometimes I know like we want to jump in there and like shake them and be like, why aren't you listening? Like all the advice that you're giving them. But honestly, like I step back now, and even if I have conversations with people who have the same reoccurring issues, I don't tap into it, and I don't go into the level of like passion anymore with like my advice, because it's not worth it. Why? Because things never change, right? So why are you exerting all this wonderful energy that you can be investing in other things in your life, like your family, your career, a project, working out, meditating, journaling? All of those things require energy, and you only have but an X amount for that day. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So just be mindful of your energy, be mindful of your thoughts, and it's gonna make a really big difference. I'm telling you, what you think is going to make the biggest difference in your life. So practice positive affirmations. I love positive affirmations. They're one of my favorite things to do, like affirming positive things into my life, because you start to actually believe these positive things, just like you believe the negative things that you say about yourself all the time. Why not just say positive things about yourself? I want you to challenge yourself to say nothing but positive things about your day, and on top of that, not complain about things that you really shouldn't be complaining about. And just give yourself one day to do that. I was just looking at my house visually in my mind, and I was just thinking how this home here is full of blessings. There's nothing but abundance in this home here. We have water, we have a hot shower, we have electricity, we have the fan. Oh yeah, it's because we were laying down. I was actually breastfeeding Aaron at night, and the lights were dim, and then this fan was on high, and it was just circulating like this warm summer breeze through the room, and it just felt really, really comfortable. And I was just thinking how grateful I am to have a bed, to have food, to have this space for me to be able to light up these videos and this camera and this technology and the internet, that I'm able to connect with you guys, and the peace of mind of having a home, and just all the things that sometimes we tend to take for granted. If you just step outside and look at your life, you're going to see that it is full of blessings. Maybe you didn't realize it before, but when you realize it and you look at everything and you start to count your blessings, you're going to start to see God's grace in your life. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. I answered a few questions. I have so many more, which is great because that just means I can film a lot more videos for you guys. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for being patient with my content. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos that I'm putting out for you guys, because I really enjoy making them. So have a blessed and beautiful day wherever you are, and I can't wait to see you on my next one.